Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to make massive transformations overnight while others struggle for years? The answer is simple. They know how to trigger change instantly, and today I'm going to show you a simple, powerful formula that you can use right now to take control of your life. Step 1, clarity is power. If you don't know what you want, how can you ever get it? Most people live in a fog, drifting through life, reacting instead of creating. But successful people who create extraordinary lives, they have absolute clarity. So right now I want you to ask yourself, what do I really want? And more importantly, why do I want it? Your why is the fuel that will drive you forward. When your purpose is strong enough, nothing can stop you. Step 2, take massive action. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. The biggest mistake people make is waiting until they feel ready. Let me tell you something. You will never feel ready. Action creates momentum. If you want to change your life, you need to stop thinking and start doing. So what's one thing you can do right now to move toward your goal? Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Because the moment you take action, your brain shifts, your energy rises, and suddenly you start seeing opportunities everywhere. Step 3, rewire your mindset. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, but if you're running a software program filled with fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs, you will never get the results you want. So I challenge you to flip the script. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I will find a way. Instead of, I'm not good enough, say, I am more than enough. The words you speak to yourself shape your reality. Step 4, raise your standards. Your life right now is a direct reflection of the standards you've been willing to accept. If you want to improve instantly, decide that you will no longer tolerate less than you deserve. Raise your standards and your results will rise to meet them. Successful people don't hope for a better life, they demand it, not from others, but from themselves, and they follow through. Final thoughts. The time is now. So here's the truth. Your life can change in an instant. The moment you get clear, take action, shift your mindset, and raise your standards, everything changes. But it all starts with a decision, and that decision is yours to make right now. So tell me, are you ready to step up and claim the life you deserve? If the answer is yes, then take that first step, because your future is waiting. Let's go make it happen. Clarity is the foundation of all success. If you don't know exactly what you want, how can you possibly get it? Most people drift through life without a clear destination, reacting to circumstances instead of creating their own reality. They set vague goals like, I want to be successful, I want to be happier, or I want to make more money, but they never define what that truly means. Without precise direction, your mind lacks the focus and drive needed to create real change. Imagine trying to hit a target with a bow and arrow while blindfolded. That's how most people live their lives. They have no specific aim, so they miss every time. But when you get crystal clear on what you want, everything shifts. Your brain starts filtering the world differently, looking for opportunities to move you toward that goal. This is called the reticular activating system, RAS, a part of your brain that helps you notice things related to what you focus on. Ever noticed how when you decide to buy a certain car, you start seeing that car everywhere? That's your RAS at work. Now imagine applying that same focus to your goals. The key is specificity. Saying, I want to be healthier is too vague. What does healthy look like for you? Does it mean losing 20 pounds, running a marathon, gaining more energy to play with your kids? The more detailed your vision, the more powerful it becomes. Instead of, I want to make more money, decide, I want to earn $100,000 per year doing work I love by the end of next year. That level of clarity gives your brain a target to lock onto. But clarity isn't just about what you want, it's about why you want it. Your reasons are the fuel behind your goals. If your why is weak, you'll quit when things get tough. But when your why is powerful, when it's tied to something deeply meaningful, you will push through any obstacle. If you want to build a business just for money, that motivation may fade. But if your reason is to provide a better life for your family, to create freedom or to make a lasting impact, then you will find a way no matter what. Once you have a clear goal and a strong why, the next step is visualization. Close your eyes and see yourself already achieving it. Feel it, hear it, make it real in your mind. High performers like athletes and top business leaders use this technique to condition their minds for success. When you visualize your success vividly and repeatedly, your brain starts believing it's possible, and you take action accordingly. Clarity is power. The moment you define exactly what you want and why you want it, you create an internal shift. You start seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. You move with purpose instead of hesitation. And most importantly, you take control of your future instead of letting life happen to you. Taking action is the single most important factor in transforming your life. You can have the clearest goals and the strongest vision, but without action, they are just dreams. The difference between people who achieve massive success and those who stay stuck is not intelligence, luck, or even talent. It's their ability to take consistent, massive action. Most people wait for the perfect time to start. They tell themselves they need to learn more, prepare more, or wait until they feel ready. But the truth is there is no perfect time. The people who succeed are those who take action before they feel ready. They understand that momentum is created through movement, not waiting. The longer you wait, the more your mind fills with doubt and excuses. But the moment you take even a small step, your energy shifts, and suddenly what once felt overwhelming becomes possible. One of the biggest reasons people don't take action is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of making mistakes. But here's the truth. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Every successful person has failed more times than they can count. The difference is that they don't see failure as the end. They see it as feedback. Every mistake is a lesson. Every setback an opportunity to adjust and grow. The only true failure is never trying in the first place. Small actions taken consistently lead to massive results. Think about how compounding works. If you improve just 1% every day, that adds up to a 37 times improvement in a year. But most people overestimate what they can do in a week and underestimate what they can achieve in a year. They try to make big changes all at once, get overwhelmed, and quit. Instead, the key is to start small but stay consistent. Action also creates confidence. Most people think confidence comes before action, but it's the other way around. When you take action, even if it's imperfect, you build trust in yourself. You prove to yourself that you can handle challenges. The more you act, the more capable you feel, and that confidence leads to even greater action. It's a cycle that builds unstoppable momentum. The fastest way to create action is to make a decision and immediately follow it with movement. If you decide to get in shape, don't just think about it. Stand up and do 10 push-ups right now. If you decide to start a business, don't just plan. Make a phone call, send an email, take a real step forward. Action eliminates doubt and strengthens your commitment. Your life will not change by wishing, hoping, or waiting. It will change the moment you decide to take massive action. Success is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing something, learning, adjusting, and continuing forward. The more action you take, the more momentum you build, and the faster you move toward the life you truly want. Your mindset is the foundation of everything in your life. The way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act determines the results you get. If you want to change your life instantly, you must first change the way you think. Most people don't realize that their thoughts and beliefs are shaping their reality every single day. They go through life with limiting beliefs, unconscious rules they've accepted as truth that hold them back from reaching their full potential. Beliefs are nothing more than repeated thoughts reinforced over time. If you tell yourself over and over again that you're not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough, you start to believe it. And once you believe something, your brain looks for evidence to prove it true. If you believe you're not good at public speaking, your mind will highlight every nervous moment. every slip up, and every time someone didn't react the way you hoped. But if you shift that belief and tell yourself, I am becoming a powerful speaker, your mind will start looking for proof of that instead. You'll notice when you speak confidently, when people listen, and when you improve, the first step in rewiring your mindset is becoming aware of the limiting beliefs that have been running your life. Start paying attention to the thoughts that play in your head throughout the day. Are they empowering or disempowering? Are they pushing you forward or holding you back? Every time you catch yourself thinking in a way that limits you, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this really true? Where is the proof? What if the opposite were true? By questioning your negative beliefs, you weaken their power and open the door to new possibilities. Another way to shift your mindset is by changing the meaning you attach to events. Nothing in life has meaning except the meaning we give it. Two people can go through the exact same experience and interpret it in completely different ways. One person loses a job and sees it as a disaster. Another sees it as an opportunity to build something better. One person goes through a breakup and believes they'll never find love again. Another sees it as a chance to grow and find someone more aligned with their values. The event is the same, but the meaning determines the impact. You can train your brain to focus on empowering meanings instead of limiting ones. When something challenging happens, ask yourself, how is this happening for me instead of to me? What lesson can you learn? What opportunity does this create? When you shift the meaning, you shift your emotions, and when you shift your emotions, you shift your actions. Rewiring your mindset is not about ignoring reality. It's about taking control of how you interpret it. When you change your thoughts, you change your beliefs. When you change your beliefs, you change your actions. And when you change your actions, you change your life. Everything starts in the mind, and the moment you decide to take charge of your thinking, your entire world begins to shift. Your life is a direct reflection of the standards you set for yourself. Every result you have right now, your finances, your health, your relationships, is a product of what you've been willing to tolerate. The moment you decide to raise your standards, everything begins to change. People who achieve greatness don't just set goals, they set non-negotiable standards for what they will and will not accept in their lives. The problem is that most people operate from a mindset of should-s instead of musts. They say, I should eat healthier, I should work out, or I should be more disciplined with money. But as long as something remains a should, there's no urgency, no commitment, and no real change. The moment you turn a should into a must, everything shifts. When something is a must, you find a way no matter what. Think about someone who has struggled financially for years, always saying they should make more money. Then one day something happens. They have a child, they face a major crisis, or they hit rock bottom, and suddenly making money isn't a choice, it's a necessity. What happens? They rise. They do things they never thought possible. They develop skills, take action, and refuse to settle because their standard has changed. The difference wasn't a change in ability, it was a change in what they would accept as their new normal. Your standards determine your habits, and your habits determine your future. If your standard is to work out 3 times a week, you'll find a way to make it happen. If your standard is to surround yourself with positive, driven people, you won't tolerate negativity in your circle. If your standard is to give 100% in everything you do, you won't settle for half-hearted effort. The key is to decide in advance what your new standard is and commit to it fully. One of the fastest ways to raise your standards is to change the people you surround yourself with. Human beings are wired for social adaptation, which means we naturally rise or fall to the level of those around us. If you spend time with people who accept mediocrity, complain, and make excuses, you will unconsciously lower your own standards. But if you surround yourself with people who push themselves, demand excellence, and refuse to settle, you will start to embody those traits as well. Another way to elevate your standards is to create rituals that reinforce them. If your standard is to be healthy, build daily habits that align with that. Exercise, eat well, and get enough sleep. If your standard is to be financially free, make it a habit to save, invest, and learn about wealth building. Your rituals are a reflection of your true standards, and they determine the quality of your life. The moment you demand more from yourself, when you decide that you will no longer accept less than you deserve, you begin to reshape your destiny. Your standards define your future, and when you raise them, you elevate every aspect of your life. Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to introduce you to a simple yet powerful formula that can improve your life instantly. This is not just motivation, it's an educational approach to personal growth based on principles of psychology, neuroscience, and success strategies used by high achievers. If you apply these principles, you will notice an immediate shift in your mindset, your actions, and ultimately your results. Clarity is power. The first step in improving your life is gaining absolute clarity about what you want and why you want it. Research in cognitive psychology shows that when you set clear and specific goals, your brain activates what is called the reticular activating system, RAS. This is the part of your brain that filters information and helps you focus on what's important. For example, if you decide you want to improve your health, your RAS will start noticing things related to fitness, healthy eating, and exercise. If your goal is financial success, your brain will become more alert to opportunities that align with that goal. The problem is that most people set vague goals like, I want to be successful or I want to be happy, which don't give the brain a clear target. Instead, be specific, for example. Instead of saying, I want to be healthier, say, I will lose 10 pounds in the next 3 months by exercising 4 times a week and following a healthy diet. Instead of saying, I want more money, say, I will increase my income by 20% this year by upgrading my skills and applying for higher paying jobs. Clarity gives your brain a focus, and once you have that, you can take meaningful steps toward your goal. Massive action creates momentum. Understanding your goal is important, but knowledge alone is not enough. Action is what creates change. A study from Harvard Business School found that people who take immediate action, even small steps, are far more likely to achieve their goals than those who wait for the perfect moment. Why? Because action creates momentum. Imagine pushing a heavy object. It may feel difficult at first, but once it starts moving, it becomes easier to keep it going. Your life works the same way. The first step is always the hardest, but once you take it, the next steps become easier. If you want to start a new career, send that email today. If you want to improve your health, go for a 10-minute walk now. If you want to develop a new skill, read the first page of a book today. Taking action eliminates doubt and builds confidence. Rewire your mindset. Your thoughts shape your reality. According to neuroscience, our brains create neural pathways based on repeated thoughts and experiences. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm not good enough, your brain will reinforce that belief. But if you start saying, I am capable of learning and growing, your brain will start seeking ways to make that statement true. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is a proven psychological approach that teaches people to reframe negative thoughts. Instead of thinking, I always fail, reframe it as, I learn valuable lessons from every challenge. Instead of, I'll never be successful, say, I am developing the skills and mindset needed for success. When you change the way you think, you change the way you act. And when you change the way you act, you change your results. Leverage the power of standards. Your life is a reflection of what you tolerate. Studies in behavioral psychology show that people who set high personal standards tend to perform better in all areas of life. Why? Because they refuse to accept mediocrity. For example, if you raise your standards for health, you won't eat junk food mindlessly. You will prioritize nutritious meals. If you raise your standards for financial success, You won't waste money on unnecessary expenses. You will focus on investing and growing your wealth. If you raise your standards for relationships, you won't tolerate toxic people. You will surround yourself with those who uplift and inspire you. A great way to elevate your standards is to change your environment. Research shows that we adopt the behaviors of the 5 people we spend the most time with. If you surround yourself with driven, disciplined, and goal-oriented people, you will naturally elevate your standards to match theirs. Final thoughts. The time to act is now. This formula, clarity, action, mindset, and standards, is not just theory. It is backed by science and proven by real-life success stories. The moment you apply these principles, you will see an immediate shift in your life.